Good afternoon and welcome to today's episode of the Arena Sports Show with me, your host Helge Schutz. In today's show, I bring you football, there's rugby and cycling news. Let's start off with football though, and African Stars are almost certainly the Demarine Namibia Premiership champions after they drew 0-0 against FC Ongos on Sunday. With one match remaining, Stars are now 3 points ahead of Ongos, and Ongos will also have to make up a 15-goal deficit if they have any hope of catching Stars in the final round next weekend. Well, after their match, I spoke to Stars striker, that's Felice Stefanus, as well as their captain Ronald Kechere and FC Ongos coach Agnes Elemu. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I think so I understood Nampol drew, and then for the last game, even if we lose our game, I think now Ongos have to score like 15 balls to catch us with the goal difference.
So how are you feeling about that?
So mathematically we are there already. I think this is my sixth title now. So for me, it's a great feeling, especially for the younger boys that has their first medal in the Demarine Premiership.
Great, and it looks like you'll be the top goal scorer again.
Yeah, hopefully for the last game, if I score or if the boy from Nampol, Prince also scores, we can see it. It all depends from the last game.
Of course, I think there's a big gap in terms of goal difference. I think more than 10 goals. I'm not so certain, but I think more than 10 goals. So it will be impossible for one team to score 10 goals unless there's some sort of manipulation of the game. So we don't want to think about that. All we just need to get the result against Pirates so that we don't have to look down or to look at the other matches.
First and foremost, it was more tactical. It was not a game that we can just jump in and do what we can do. So it needed a lot of tactical reading of the game, and then see the options and the openings, and then we take it from there. Otherwise, it was more a tactical game approach which was needed.
Yeah. But it looks like they've won the league. Mathematically, you still have a chance, but a huge goal difference to make up. So how do you feel about that?
Yes, like we always say, we take each game as it comes. Yes, it's the end of the league. What we need to do is to collect and then see how it ends in the last games.
Well, it looks like Stars have once again won the league, but that will only be confirmed with the final round of matches this coming weekend. The relegation battle, though, is really extremely hot. With Life Fighters, they're already down, but the other two places will be fought out by Orlando Pirates, Oka Carrara and Julino. So let's take a look at all the weekend's results and the latest log standing. Let's move on to rugby, and Western Suburbs finally got their first win of the season when they beat Dolphin Rugby Club 33-17 at Suburbs Park on Saturday. After the game, I spoke to their captain, Devereaux Janssen, as well as Dolphins captain, Chino Chirare. Let's hear what they had to say.
It was a tough game, to be honest. Things took a while to come together for us. This is our first win. So we're grateful for it, but it was a tough game, to be honest. As things didn't go as we planned, but luckily the guys stuck through the pain and the suffering, and we got over the line.
Right, but you've had quite a poor start, losing quite a few matches,
Yes.
also at home to United. So what's going wrong, would you say?
unfortunately, we lost a lot of senior players to other clubs at the beginning of the year. So this is actually a rebuilding phase for us, as we have a lot of younger players in our first team for the first time, and it's been a while. So we're actually rebuilding. So we're looking at probably 2 years, max 3 years, to get to the level to dominate again. So we are rebuilding.
So what you're aiming for this year?
If we're lucky, fifth. If we're lucky.
Yeah.
But I think we have to really come together as a team. Currently we're not, so hopefully in the coming weeks, before the second round starts, we will be a unit finally.
We came with a bit of inexperience, but obviously being the first year in the Premier League, we just want to work on our small things every day, week by week. We want to try and get better. We feel there are some things that we got right today, but there's a lot of things that we still have to work on. So it's just another stepping block for us to focus on it in this week and to move forward. I also want to say congrats to Suburbs. They had a good game. They welcomed us well here, and it was a clean, hard game. So yeah, thanks to Suburbs as well.
All right. Shino, and it's your first season in the Premier League, so what you're aiming for?
Okay, no, as you stated, it's our first season in the Premier League. A lot of the guys are inexperienced. They haven't played this type of rugby in their lives. So as a club, we're just trying to write our own story. That's our motto. We're not too focused on this year. We're just trying to get our fundamentals and our basics right for the future. So we're just trying to make sure that we improve on the basics, and obviously with time, hopefully we can improve. We would like to get a win this year at least, so that is something that we're striving for. But the results doesn't play a big role in our outcome, as long as we can just improve day by day, week by week.
And good luck to Dolphins. Well, in other matches, Unam beat Grootfontein 31-20, while Kudus beat Rehoboth 39-23. So let's take a look at all the results as well as the latest log standing. We're still on rugby, and Namibia's under-20 team suffered a setback when they lost their opening match at the Bartes Cup, the Africa Under-20 Rugby Championships in Harare, 34-28 to Kenya. Kenya got off to a strong start to take a 23-6 lead at half-time, but Namibia made a great comeback to trail 29-28 with 5 minutes to go, but they could not capitalize, and Kenya sealed their victory with a late try. Namibia were their own worst enemies, as they missed several try-scoring opportunities through handling errors, while their kicking at goal was also erratic. Namibia's try scorers were co-captain Armand Kombrink, who scored 2, left wing Surami Kwena Kambombo and lock Arenzo Isaacs, while fly-half Petrus Tromp added 2 penalties and fullback Ashton van Wyk 1 conversion. In the other first-round match on Saturday, Zimbabwe got off to a strong start with a 46-21 victory against Tunisia. Namibia's next match is against Zimbabwe on Wednesday. Well, good luck to the boys in their match against Zimbabwe. Moving on to cycling, and Namibia's Alex Miller and Roger Suren gave great performances to win the elite men and junior men's categories at the UCI Exco mountain bike race at Farm Windhoek on Saturday. With international ranking points up for grabs, numerous riders from South Africa showed up for the event, but Miller was in a class of his own as he won the elite men's race by more than a minute and a half ahead of compatriot Kevin Lowe, while South Africa's Michael Foster came third, a further minute behind. The junior men's race was a thriller, with Namibia's Roger Suren just beating Omar Wilton of South Africa in a sprint to the line, while another South African, Samuel Cleary, came third. South Africa's Lillian Babo dominated the elite women's race, finishing close to 7 minutes ahead of Stacey Hislop of Zimbabwe, while Namibia's Jean-Marie Mostert came third. Namibia's Delcia Janse van Vuuren won the junior women's race by more than a minute, ahead of Carla Jansen van Vuuren of South Africa. I spoke to Alex Miller and Roger Suren afterwards, so let's hear what they had to say.
It's always a hard race racing up here, but yeah, I mean, I enjoy the track a lot, and it's nice to see all the people come out support. And yeah, big thanks to Nedbank and all the organisers for coming out here on a Saturday morning and putting together an event like this. Yeah, feels good to be able to grab some UCI points again. So happy with how I feel, and yeah, thanks again to everyone shouting out there.
Right, and Alex, tell us about the UCI points and what will this do for your career this year?
Yeah, the points is obviously just for the ranking system, so the more points you get, the higher up you get to start in the cross-country World Cups and all the main international events. So obviously, the more points the better. So yeah, I think it's 60 points, so yeah, good haul for today, so I'm happy.
Okay, and what's lying ahead?
Hopefully next weekend I can defend the national jersey, and then it's heading over to Spain for gravel race, and then African Champs in Morocco.
Yeah, I didn't go totally as planned. So the plan was to actually keep the pressure up for the first 2 laps. Then in the 3rd lap, try to get a gap and hold it, or maybe even make the gap bigger in the 4th and 5th lap. And then I started getting stomach cramps from the 3rd lap on, so I was fighting against my stomach as well. Then in the end, I got it in the sprint, and yeah, otherwise it was quite nice. The track was very flowy and fast, so I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Great. And you beat South Africa's number 1, Owen Wilson, as well. So what does that mean for you?
You know, that's like everything to me, because he's 1 year older than me, so he's been racing junior last year already. I'm first year junior, and to beat a 2nd year junior, you can't get better than that.
A great ride there by Roger, and all the best for his upcoming races in Europe. Moving on to athletics, a Namibian superstar Christine Mboma's comeback trail didn't go according to plan when she finished 8th in the women's 100 meters at the Kip Keino Classic in Nairobi on Saturday.
Hi everybody. First of all, thank you for all your support, but this was not the result we wanted. It was not about winning. We want to run about 11.3 to 11.4. But it seems like there was a mishap that happened in the event. And I also think that mentally Christine didn't know how big this is until she reached the track. When she entered the track, you can see that she wasn't actually even running on the track. She was just walking. But anyhow, this is our first step, and we know it's going to be a difficult task. And she also told me that the lane number came off from her left thigh, and she then thought that her upper muscle went because she feels something. And when she realized that, she was like in a bit of shock, and then the race just went out from her. 100 meters, you can't make mistakes. There's no room for mistake. It's not the same as the 200. But anyhow, we don't want to make excuses. It's back to the blackboard, hard work. And I can assure you that we will still fight until we are on top again. Thank you very much.
Well, good luck to Christine. We all know she's got what it takes. And with the Olympics coming up, I'm sure there are still some great performances in store. Well, with that, we've come to the end of today's show. But as usual, I leave you with some of the weekend's action photos. From me, it's goodbye.